Matt EVP 1, July 21st, Brock Hall Fountain.
So, who is familiar with the term EVP? Yes, come on around. Well, for those of you who know, it stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon. Basically means when you capture a disembodied voice or an unexplainable sound on a recorder. Now, there's several reasons why we like to stop here and do a very short EVP session, kind of get you guys used to it, see what goes on with one. Because, well, for one, behind here we have Brock Hall. It's actually where, this is Grant University in the 1890s. It's where their medical lab stood. And it's actually the medical lab is the reason why this is no longer Grant University. In 1897, Grant University was caught buying cadavers, dead bodies, from Potter's Field for, of course, medical practice, medical study. But that was a really big no-no at the time. They were supposed to go through proper channels, and they were actually buying them from the grave diggers over in Potter's Field. So we'll stop by in a little bit, or stop by tonight. A lot of people actually report hearing people walking around on floors when nobody else is there. The automatic lights going on and off for no reason whatsoever. They are actually set on motion sensors, and some people believe that anything can set off motion sensors to make it turn on and off. There's another reason we like to stop here. See, this is actually where we've gotten some of our best EVP evidence, what we call Class A. We can clearly hear what's going on. It's very easy to understand without having to amplify the sound. We also attribute that to that this is actually where the Chattanooga gallows stood before this was a university. I believe it was from 1834 to 1868, I believe. 69, 68, 68. Basically where people were executed. So a lot of things with death and dead bodies have been going on in this area. And one time a member of UTC Paranormal was with us, and she asked, how many of you are here with us? She got something to growl at her. Pretty distinct. Now see, that's actually weird because I've asked how many of you are here, what are your names, all these kinds of questions, never gotten anything. To be perfectly honest, I don't think any of them around here like me or want to talk to me for whatever reason. But it also sometimes does depend on the person asking. You may ask, what is your name? And, I've asked it 100 times. They like to talk to you because it may actually like you or want to communicate with someone. Because that's one method, direct method of EVP, an EVP session, is directly asking questions and trying to get a response. The other one, of course, is just sitting around talking, chit-chatting about random things, whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't matter. And leaving a recorder going. And sometimes you will pick up an extra voice. We actually did this one time at the Walking Horse Hotel, right outside of Murfreesboro in Wartrace. Some of our team members actually accidentally left on a recorder, and this is still going on during school, or the school semester, and they were just talking about their classes. And all of a sudden you hear somebody else agreeing with them or talking about, somebody's talking about their English class. And somebody said, no, that's not right, it's this. If they were correcting them because they said something wrong and they were a stickler for grammar maybe. But the other reason we also like to stop here, even just for me to rattle on for a few minutes to explain this to you guys, I know it's because we have the fountain. One, running water, moving water is said to generate an object. I hate to use this term since the movie came out with paranormal activity. Said to be that constant motion kind of actually helps fuel them, and sometimes they are actually drawn to bodies of water. Two, it's a natural white noise generator. See, if they don't have a body, then they don't have vocal cords. They may not be able to actually speak very clearly. They may need some sound to manipulate in some way to actually communicate. So we do it here with white noise. Going on that principle, they may be able to speak in some way, but since they don't have actual vocal cords like us, they can't speak loud enough. So we use modern digital recorder. These are actually very sensitive. They can pick up stuff that I actually normally don't hear, even the feet rustling. They can pick them up even over this. They're very sensitive, pick up very faint sound. But we also use the old tape recorder. See, one of the hypotheses, one of the theories behind it is the tape recorder actually records using a magnet to align metal particles on the tape. So essentially, it's basically recording kind of like on a type of electromagnetic energy. It also produces a little bit with that larger magnet in it, so you can potentially fuel them a little bit more to give them a little bit more energy to speak. So, anybody here would like to ask any questions, anything that may be here, so you can actually elicit a response from them? Anybody all want to try it? How about you? Well,
we enjoy the company. We enjoy being here. We just want to hear your phone. And we thank you for your time.
It may sound a little strange to you, but that actually is very good, because you ask not, what is your name? You list off sometimes. Okay, my name's this, my favorite color's this, I am this many years old. Ask something more personal about them, something that would generate a response. And sometimes it does help to, of course, you wouldn't want somebody coming up and say, hey, tell me your name. Show me something, come on. Would you please? Thank you, I'd appreciate it. That's how, that's how I'll get a good, decent response out of a person, and this is what we believe we're dealing with here, so very excellent. And I do like to actually ask one question that some people don't like. They don't like to hear this because it may actually kind of involve them. But if there's anybody in the group tonight that something here likes, can you tell me their first name? And can you tell me why you like them, please? Or if there's somebody here you don't like, can you tell me their first name and why you don't like them? I know somebody too gets a little way like, oh, well, they're going to say my name, is it not going to like me, why is it not going to know what's going on? But it helps, like if there is somebody that they may be attracted. We have seen they can be somewhat attracted to certain people. It kind of gives them more of a reason to actually speak out. Like I mentioned, the one woman that was with us that got growling, she's actually the one who has gotten by far the best evidence here on campus. See, there's another piece of equipment we're going to be using here when we get to your graveyard called the obelisk. I'll explain a little bit more about it later on. But, one thing I will go ahead and tell you right now, it's programmed in English only. Twice while she was holding it, it said the word Orimus. Now, this has always been, well, up until 70s, 80s, it's always been a religious university, a very strict religious university, Methodist, Presbyterian, I think it's Episcopal, just a little bit. Anyway, Orimus is actually Latin, and it means let us pray. Latin's not programmed in the obelisk. It's also gotten a few more, like the name Saliran, which the only thing we can find is actually is the name of a Malaysian priest. What a Malaysian priest is doing here in Chattanooga, his spirit while he's still alive, I have no clue, but what it said, Malaysia, of course, is not in the obelisk. But like I said, I'll explain why that's a little more significant once we start using this. But, go ahead and end EVP 1 block hole.